the plug to plug your pedal in is down here on the side. And this will turn your needle up and down. And so when you're using it, you make sure you're all the way up to the top. And then it has 2 pegs for your string. I usually just use the first one. This is for your bobbins. So to fill a bobbin, you'd put it on here and you'd wrap it around this. But you take your string. I'll use the red one so you can see it. Zoom in. You find the end to the red. And you're gonna start back here. And when I did this for the lab school, they borrowed one of our machines. I just colored on it. And we come down here. So this is 1, 2, swing down. Then we come back up here into this one, down again. So it's making like a zigzag. And there's this tiny hook down here by the needle, and it hooks behind that. And then you just thread it through the needle. So that's the top. Oh, come on. There's a little blade on the edge right here. I know that's hard to see. Let's see if I can, just because I have my dust too crapped up. And you can cut with.
Okay.
And so, also having a handy pair of sharp scissors is never a bad thing. But you just thread your needle, and that's the top. And then the bottom is kind of a little wonky. This little door opens, and this is a bobbin. So when it's going in correctly, it looks like that. So it's like a little window with a smokestack. And on the back side, it looks like this. So this bobbin's almost empty anyways. So I'm gonna pull that out. If I were going to fill this, I would put the bobbin up here. I would move that over there. And then this string would come around and then back in here. And it would go up through the little hole. And then when you spin it, it would move the bobbin. It also moves the needle, so just be aware of that.
Do you take the thread out of the needle?
Usually, because usually that's the color I'm using.
Okay.
So usually you match your bobbin thread and your string. All right, so when you're doing this, there's this little gap right here. And so you put that string in that direction so that it goes up through that gap. Now, these are old school machines. Sometimes you need to like loosen that little screw if you're finding that you're cutting that thread by accident, because you're gonna pull it through and it's gonna go into that space up here. So when it's in there, you open the door and it holds the bobbin in place, and you slide that back in there, upright. If you, oh, I unthreaded my needle. With a threaded needle, this makes it easier, but you can I have.
And if the thread doesn't match this, like you'd have red and blue.
You'd actually have red and blue, red on one side, blue on the other.
Okay.
So, like, students generally don't care if I'm just repairing things. But I have a ton of different strings. Like my sister sews, and everything she sews is black or white. So people get black or white stitches no matter what she's making them. I'm the person who has an entire rainbow of like 150 colors on my wall at home.
That's fun.
So you can get like packs of like 50 at like a Joann's or something. So I go down and up, and then I pull the string, and it's gonna catch that bobbin string. So now I have both strings out, and I close the door, and then you can stitch. And so I've got some fabric right here. Some things to be aware of is tension. I have mine set between 3 and 4 here. I have this knob right here set down to this. If you change them, if you move this knob up kind of thing, it'll change the stitches. I just leave it here because I just like to do simple stitching. I have this set on a 2. This angle is up. This changes where the needle is. So if I change this, it changes the needle right there. So I usually keep it in the middle. I have this set over to 1 right there. So there's a 1 and a dot. This is your back. So this will go backwards if you lift. This is also how big your stitches are. So if you want your stitches to be longer, you go down to a 5. If you want it to be really small, you go up. I like it like a 1.5, 2. And then this one down here, I have set on the red for straight, I'm gonna have this over towards that blue. And that has something, I'm not quite sure exactly what happens, but it has something to do with feed dogs. And there's a lever on the back that lifts and drops your presser foot. So I'll put the fabric in, drop my presser foot, and right, nope, that's what it is. I have it on zigzag right now. So I don't want it on zigzag. Nope, still on zigzag. What am I doing here? God almighty, it's been a long day. Still on zigzag. There we go. Aha! Now it's straight. So straight is on a 1 here, straight up, or 0 here, and then, yeah, that's what it looks like. So good God. You know you've done it right, and to take it off, you roll that up so this goes all the way up to the top. You lift your presser foot, you pull your strings out sideways, and then clip them off the top on the side. And then you should be able to see your tension kind of thing. Your lines there, there's my zigzag. If I wanted to go backwards on this, like if you're starting or stopping a seam, drop your foot, go forward a few stitches, lift this lever on the side, and it'll go backwards, and drop it, and it'll go forwards. You just roll that up, and cut it off. And then this has a, I can't see it because it will wear out, I've got all my junk. It has a switch that goes 3 ways. So this is still on, but the light's off. And then off is all the way down. So it's like a knob with 3 spots. So, yay!